sexies, it's Money from TalkShowBot, and you're watching No Good Fucking Television. It's been a while since my last sketchbook video, and you guys have definitely taken notice. I've gotten a few comments asking when my next one would be, or when I would drop another sketchbook tour, and here you go. Not a tour, just more of a sit and yap with me, because I have yet to finish any other sketchbooks or have anything that I would like to be touring. So yeah, you can just watch me draw and listen to me talk. Not in real time though. Talking and drawing at the same time scrambles my brain like no other. If you've been to my live streams, you know I do nothing but yap. Like, I will literally take breaks from drawing just to yap. It's really bad. Anyways, we need to talk. Why the hell does everyone's sketchbook look so fucking good all the time? It's upsetting me and my homegirl. Like, it's kind of genuinely pissing me off. Not really, though. And more so, I'm just very frustrated. So obviously, I'm gonna talk about it. But that's what you're here for, and that's what you clicked for. Hi! I don't know. I understand that in a way. That's just because what I see from other people's sketchbooks are, like, specifically curated for social media most of the time. But, man, I don't know. It's making me feel bad. I feel very underaccomplished as an artist. Like, I don't know. My sketchbook is far from the most beautiful and amazing thing out there. It's literally, right now, all just loose sketches and doodles of me kissing the emo boy from Jennifer's Body. Like, I don't know. I only even started using, like, actually using my sketchbook recently. And by recently, I mean 2 days ago. Literally, you'll know if you've ever asked me for a sketchbook tour, my immediate response would be, I don't use sketchbooks anymore. Because I didn't. For the longest time, every time I would sit down and I'd look at my sketchbook to draw something that I know I probably won't ever share with anyone, I just get so nervous and then end up, like, never drawing anything and not using it. I've literally started and abruptly quit using 2 different sketchbooks because I just could not get over what was essentially, like, stage fright? Like, sketchbook fright? Fear of failure, basically, is what I'm getting at. Like, I would full on get embarrassed. And like I said, it's not because of the content. See, 2 seconds earlier, when I was literally talking about, you know, drawing me and the emo guy from Jennifer's Body kissing, Colin Gray hit my line, hello. Just embarrassed that it would look bad, and not even the drawings themselves, just the pages. And it's so fucking draining. Like, looking back at my first ever sketchbook tour, that was literally just me dicking around and having fun. I was drawing whatever I want, whenever I wanted, and enjoying doing it. And nowadays, I'm constantly trying to recapture that magic, and I think I finally cracked the code. When I noticed that I had been sketchbooking less and, like, getting more nervous to just, you know, open my sketchbook and draw, I thought it was just general anxiety over things ending. Like, this started happening to me around the time that I was finishing up with my Big Blue sketchbook, if you remember that sketchbook tour. I don't know, it was, like, kind of weird. I had attributed it to the fact that around the time that I was finishing up that sketchbook, I was also finishing up high school, and so it was like, maybe it's just, you know me, I hate to end things, it's so nerve-wracking, I don't want to finish my sketchbook, like, I want to finish it, but I don't want to finish it because I'm also finishing high school, and it was just a lot going on at that time. But then, high school was over, and then I got a new sketchbook, and I still wasn't fucking using it, so it's like, okay, something's wrong here. Maybe it's me. Maybe this is a me thing. Nothing felt quite right. And I feel like if you're a new high school graduate, you'll understand probably the difference between sketchbooking at home for fun and sketchbooking when you're supposed to be doing shit in class. It's so different and it feels so much better. And so I chalked it up to, like, I'm not using sketchbooking as a distraction anymore, and that's why I can't do it. But then I got a job and I started drawing on the job to distract from it, and I still felt really bad trying to go into my sketchbook. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm so nervous about everything, every single line that I put down on the page. And now I've cracked the code. I understand it now. I just don't fucking care anymore. I'm trying to recapture the magic of my first ever sketchbook, like, finished one. What I was trying to do was recapture how it looked rather than what it felt like. And, like, you know, what the fuck does that mean? So when I had first started working on my first ever finished sketchbook, I was very inspired by my good sis Bianca. I fuck with Bianca and her sketchbooks heavy. Like, that's peak right there. Absolute peak. And I wanted to emulate that, but not exactly. Nowadays, I'd stress myself out over getting my compositions to look exactly like that and have that exact feel. But when I was first starting out, I was just like, oh, hey, this is some nice inspiration. I like the way that she goes about sketchbooking. I think I might do that as well. And you know what? It looked fucking great. It was a cluttered mess, but in a good way. Like, it was chunky, it was multimedia, it was amazing. I wish I could show you, because my original sketchbook tour just doesn't do it justice. And, like, not to ride my own dick or anything, but the compositions of the pages fucking peak. Absolute. But back then, I didn't care about composition or color harmony or anything of that nature. I was just having fun. I was flexing my imagination and all that. Honestly, it was rare I'd even use a reference for anything other than just seeing what a character looked like. Sometimes the individual drawings themselves looked really amateur, but it was in a way that you could still tell that there was love being poured into it. But dude, it's like nowadays I'm constantly stressing over proper anatomy and silhouettes and pose readability and shit like that. And listen, don't get me wrong, those are good things to focus on, okay? Especially if you're using your sketchbook as a sort of portfolio, if you would like to get into art school and stuff like that. And this video is not the be all end all when it comes to how you should sketchbook, okay? In fact, this is the exact fucking opposite. Those are things you should work on if you want to improve. But for me, art's never been much about improvement or showing off how well I can draw something. Realistically, my art skill is so much higher than I'll ever show off, but I don't enjoy rendering and doing fancy shit like that all the time, and using specific dynamic poses and camera angles and lighting and all that. I understand it. Most of the time, I just don't give a fuck. I would just like to get an idea out onto paper, and I can't do that if I am stressing over every single thing because I'm scared that my sketch, emphasis on the first word, these do not have to be finished fucking pieces. My sketchbook, my personal sketchbook that no one else probably realistically will ever see unless I specifically show it to them. My sketchbook. No, I'm worried that anything in there is not gonna look good enough. You fucking chud, man the fuck up. Well, guys, that was a little bit intense. Sorry about all that. But as you can see, this is a topic that I'm very passionate and frustrated about. I want to enjoy the process of making art itself when it comes to sketchbooking, even if I know that the finished product isn't something to write home about. When I'm messing around in my sketchbook, I don't want to spend hours looking for a pose on Pinterest, trying to come up with an idea. I do that enough with digital art and commissions. I've always kept it pretty light and simple when it comes to traditional art because that's the art that I make for me. Even if I do happen to give you guys a peek, that's my personal stuff. Sketchbooks are a very personal form of art, but like nowadays, whenever I see them, it feels like everything's kind of all samey. Like, not to diss on anyone, and I'm never one to fucking talk, but it's starting to feel literally all the same. Everyone's going for a perfect Pinterest sketchbook, and I don't know how to explain exactly what a Pinterest sketchbook is, but like, I feel like you can sort of imagine what I'm talking about whenever I say it, you know, like nothing's out of place. Everything on the page flows cohesively, stuff like that, and I know part of the reason that I've had such a hard time sketchbooking is because of my own expectations and stuff like that in social media. I can acknowledge that maybe this is just a me problem, but I can still yap about it, and it still kind of freaks me out how we're losing individuality in the art space. And like, that's a topic within itself with like the whole naming art styles thing. I could get into that. I probably will, just not in this video. But yeah, I don't know. This is more of just like another sit and yap session, kind of like the art block video. I just want to have a discussion about it because I feel a little bit crazy, but I know this isn't something that only I struggle with, you know? And if this video does so happen to sum up your feelings or whatever, not that it's very helpful, but, you know, it could make you feel a little bit less alone, because I felt like I was alone, and everyone just had fucking cracked out sketchbooks, and I was the outlier. There was something wrong with me, and that's never a nice feeling. So if this happened to make you feel even a little bit better about sketchbooking anxiety, if that even is like a real thing, then I am glad, and that is exactly the reason that I uploaded it. Anyways, I really hope that you somewhat enjoyed my basically unscripted ranting. I tried to stay on topic a bit, but, you know, My videos have never been that serious, especially when it comes to videos like this. This literally is just supposed to feel like two friends talking, and this was me talking, and you should talk at me in the comments. You should also like and subscribe, and all that other YouTube promotional shit.
Straight to your girl. See you in cat heaven.